The 2019 NBA schedule has been unofficially announced, and what I mean by that, not every team's full schedule has been announced. That is set to happen towards the end of August, top of September. But because of leaks, reporters, people putting one and one together, we now know some of the premier games on some of the premier dates of the 2019-2020 NBA season that we're also all looking forward to, because just the hype around the dynamic duos that kind of surface around the league. We got a new phenom at rookie in Zion Williamson, Ja Morant. This is as highly anticipated a season we've seen in quite some time because the thing is wide open. Now, I guess we could start here with the Christmas Day schedule. To me, this is the ultimate kickoff for the NBA season. Normally, the top Christmas Day game will feature LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers taking on Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers. A battle of Los Angeles, newcomers in the building. Paul George for the Clippers, Anthony Davis for the Los Angeles Lakers. The first time these two teams will match up. Obviously, they got to play each other 4 times, so they're going to have to pick up in 2020. But the first time they'll take on each other will be Christmas Day. Ooh, that's a big matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Lakers versus Clippers, Battle of Staples Center. Also on Christmas Day, we'll see the Houston Rockets taking on the Golden State Warriors. Obviously, we're not expecting Klay Thompson to be available at that point in time for the Golden State Warriors. But nevertheless, James Harden, Russell Westbrook versus Steph Curry, D'Angelo Russell, Draymond Green should still be a really good matchup. That'll be in Golden State. The rookie Zion Williamson will make his holiday debut as he takes on the Denver Nuggets. Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans will be taking on the Denver Nuggets. And then let's swing over to the Eastern Conference because we do got a couple of tasty matchups on Christmas Day. The Philadelphia 76ers will be hosting the Milwaukee Bucks. They usually always have classic regular season games. Giannis versus Joel Embiid. Philly's got a couple of new guys on their side. Josh Richardson, Al Horford, re-signed Tobias Harris, re-signed Ben Simmons. Should be a great matchup there. Milwaukee, obviously, number 1 in the Eastern Conference last year, had championship aspirations, lost in 7 games to Toronto. Speaking of Toronto, the last Christmas Day matchup that we'll have will feature the NBA champion Toronto Raptors versus the Boston Celtics. Obviously, the Raptors are not the 3:30 game. That's the Clippers and the Lakers. The Raptors would have been the 3:30 game had they been able to keep Kawhi Leonard. As a matter of fact, had they kept Kawhi Leonard, the 3:30 game would have been Lakers versus Toronto, reportedly. That would have been a 3:30 game, but because the Raptors lost Kawhi, they'll still be on Christmas Day because they're the champs, but you got to find them a different time slot and a new team to play. They'll be facing off against Boston. Probably be the slept-on game of the day. This game probably be better than a lot of people expected, but it's lacking the star power that some of these other games have. A couple of other games worth noting in the NBA regular season that have been leaked out that I thought you might want to hear. Kyrie Irving will be returning to Boston for the first time to face off against his former team, the Celtics, on November 27th. So we'll see what happens there. I'm expecting that Boston crowd to boo Kyrie Irving a lot. Another guy returning to his own team that I think he's going to get booed as well. Kristaps Porzingis is expected to be ready to go to start this season for the Dallas Mavericks. He'll be returning to New York to face off against the Knicks on November 14th. I'm expecting the Garden to boo the hell out of Kristaps Porzingis. Maybe not as loud as Kyrie, but the Garden's going to definitely boo Porzingis for sure. The way that whole relationship ended. Another return, Clippers forward Kawhi Leonard will be returning to Toronto to get his ring for the Raptors on December 11th. Obviously, we understand Kawhi Leonard led the Toronto Raptors to an NBA championship over the Golden State Warriors. We expect Kawhi to get cheered. He'll get a standing ovation. He delivered a championship. Had he not won in Toronto and then left and went to the Clippers or Lakers, whatever, they probably would have booed him. But he delivered a championship. It's going to be all love from that Raptors fan base, at least before the game. Rockets guard Russell Westbrook will be returning to Oklahoma City to face the Thunder on January 9th. I expect that to be a very emotional game for all parties involved. They're not going to boo Russ because Russ gave it his all every game he played for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And let's call a spade a spade. It's not his fault Sam Presti decided to give up on that team and rebuild, trading Paul George. Russ would have stuck it out in OKC to the end. Lakers star Anthony Davis will be returning to New Orleans to face the Pelicans early in the season on November 27th. I expect the Pelicans, I expect it to be a mixed reaction. Paul George will return to Oklahoma City to face the Thunder on March 3rd. I expect that one to be a mixed reaction as well. PG ain't put that sweat equity in with the Thunder to get cheered, but he also ain't necessarily just do him dirty or whatever he did. It didn't leak out about how bad he wanted to get out of OKC. Kind of quietly snuck out of OKC demanding a trade. And then Rockets and Blazers will meet on November 17th in Houston. Mike Conley and the Utah Jazz, he'll be returning to Memphis for the 15th. That'll be a big time game. And the first game of the season, ladies and gentlemen, will be the Los Angeles Clippers in Golden State to take on the Golden State Warriors. So that's a little leak into the 2019 NBA schedule. Obviously, more games will be announced soon. The regular season schedule, again, end of August, the full thing will be announced because they got to get these season tickets up and rolling. They got to get people excited about buying these season tickets and buying tickets to games. So we can expect them in the next few weeks. Obviously, it's done if games are leaking out. I thank you guys so much. Time, love, support. What out of those games that I just mentioned to you, what are you looking forward to the most? Y'all talk to me in the comment box below. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids, they are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
Mr.Taliaferro.
Shout out to Mr. Taliaferro.
You watching Mr.Taliaferro TV.
Mr. Taliaferro TV, here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.